Hey folks, JD here, and today I've got another app selection for you. Now, recently we've been using a lot of quadcopters that have been using a lot of apps. I haven't got into a lot of the features of the apps. I thought I would show you in another video. So in the past we have done the SEMA app, SEMA Go, we've looked at the JJRC app, and now we're looking at the Hubsan app, which is called X-Hubsan. So from here, all you would do is you'd push the down button and then select whichever quadcopter it is. Now for this I'm going to select the H507A. As you'll see there, the quadcopter image alters as to whatever the quadcopter it is, and then you click enter device. Once you've done that, you get presented with a landscape view, and inside this landscape view there is a hell of a lot going on. It's very busy, but let me just show you exactly what is going on there. Let me just make it a little bit easier for you. So right off the bat, what you're going to see is you're going to see your left and your right analog sticks. This is just same as your analog sticks and your transmitter. This is how you control your quadcopter. Now you can turn these off should you want to, just by pushing this little button here, and then that little transmitter icon will turn on and turn off the analog sticks. Now don't worry if they're off, and if you can't remember which button it is, you can still control your quadcopter just using this blank space here. Once you've attached your quadcopter to your phone, you will get video relay here, so you will have a moving picture of whatever the quadcopter is seeing in this blank space which is currently occupying most of the screen. This little map here, you can click on it and it will enlarge. It'll show you exactly where you started flying, and it'll show you the location of your drone as well, which is very important because this drone is GPS enabled, and therefore it'll show you on a map exactly where your quadcopter is. So should it ever accidentally fall out of your line of sight, which I don't recommend, then you can also have a little look and see where it is on this map. You can also land it by clicking this landing button here, and then likewise when you start off your flight you can click this little button on the floor here on the bottom, and this little button will come up and it'll say, you'll have a little pop-up, it'll come up in the middle of the screen and it'll say, do you want to take off now? And you just click OK, and then your quadcopter motors will start and it'll take off and hover at, I think if memory serves, it's about a 7-foot mark. So running across the top, what have we got? We've got a home button. When you click the home button, it takes you back to this screen, your quadcopter selection screen. Now all these next three things, you've got altitude, distance and speed. So you've got altitude in meters, distance in meters and speed in meters per second. So as you can see here, you can see your altitude, you can see your distance and you can see your speed. Now this next part, when it says not connected, once you've connected your phone to your quadcopter, it'll say connected there, and it'll also show up in a green box so you know everything's okay. Next to that, you've got your quadcopter and you've got your transmitter signal. So if you start to see any of these dipping too low, bring your quadcopter back, because that means that before too long your quadcopter is going to be out of range, and or there might be an interference problem, or there might be something which is stopping the communication between your transmitter and your quadcopter. So just keep your eye on these two here. This next one is satellites. This one is very important. As I mentioned before, this particular quadcopter that we were flying, the H507A, is GPS enabled. Therefore, it does require you having X amount of satellites. I think it's 6 or 7 before it'll even take off. Now, the more satellites lock onto his position, when you stop flying the quadcopter, the more stable the quadcopter will become. The more locked in place you will see it, and the less floating about the place you're going to notice. So this is very important. Likewise, the next one is your battery, your quadcopter's battery. I think if memory serves, now don't quote me on this, I may be wrong, where it says NA currently, it does give you a minute value. So it'll tell you how many minutes you've got left inside your battery, which is pretty good. Now, the next button, that's quite easy. This is a settings button. So I'm not going to go through all the settings here because there's a hell of a lot of them, but I'll go over the top couple of tabs. So to begin with, you have parameters, controller, then you have map, then you have relay, then you have others. So others is something like GPS accuracy test and reset your GPS lock from this phone and your quadcopter. Should you want to fly the quadcopter with another phone, then you can do that from the others tab. For the minute we have this on photo. You can see, because this little shutter button, that this is how you take your photos, that isn't red. If we were to click on the little camera here, it would then go to a red button, and that would mean that you are, for the second, recording video. So once again, click on once to record video, click on again, click off then again to stop the video. So there we go. Likewise, we've got a couple of other little things here. You've got longitude and latitude, live longitude and latitude that you should see when your quadcopter is flying. So there's quite a lot inside there. Obviously, when you do start up your quadcopter, if you're concerned about how you calibrate the compass within the quadcopter, don't worry too much, because you can do that from here. Once you've connected your quadcopter to the phone, it will say you have to calibrate the compass, and it'll show you exactly how to do that with a little video. Once you've done that, and then obviously you'll see not connected will turn green, and you know you're ready to fly. So there we are, folks. I hope this has been of some help to you, and I hope that you are going to have a lot of fun out of using this app with your quadcopter. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.